Joining us today for Primetime Local News is actress Lilah Fitzgerald. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Lilah.
Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited.
No problem. Really excited to be able to have you on here and be able to speak on everything that you have going on here. So really excited for this opportunity. But I know you were in Monster High, the live action movie series, and I know you are also promoting your role in the new Lucky Hank series that's going to be with Bob Odenkirk. So really cool to be able to speak with you on that. So I kind of wanted to start off with that because we also have another topic about your new book that's going to be coming out soon. So we'll get a little bit more into that later on. But starting off with this new series for Lucky Hank, can you kind of explain what your role is in this?
So I can't give away too much, but I am one of the students at the school in Lucky Hank, and I join a committee to avert mediocrity, but I have some ulterior motives. And she's a very fun character. She was so fun to play, and I just can't wait for everyone to see her.
Oh no, that's really awesome. I knew you probably couldn't give too much, but of course, still have to try and get some teaser out of you. But that sounds really good so far. Sounds like a good experience. And I know with Monster High, with the live action movie series, that there's a sequel that's gonna be coming out soon.
Yes. So we actually just finished filming the sequel end of February, which was, I guess, not just anymore, but still feels like we just did it. Which was very, very fun to get back into it and see everyone again. And I'm just really excited also for audiences to get to come back to the characters and get to relive the joy of Monster High.
Yeah, and for people out there that are interested in checking out for the sequel, like, can you kind of expand a bit more on what they can kind of expect for the sequel?
Yeah, so the sequel, without giving too much away, we're coming back for sophomore year. So we got to follow Claudine and her friends through her freshman year and finding her place in the school. And now we get to sort of see Claudine, Gulia, Cleo, all the monsters come back together for sophomore year, find their places at an older stage with some new magic and mystery going on.
Oh, sounds very good. And I was gonna also ask for, for you playing Gulia when it comes to Monster High, from the switch up from that role into, of course, being one of the students in this new Lucky Hank show. How has it been kind of switching into those different roles?
I mean, they are very, very different shows. The lucky thing for me is that Monster High, we spend like 2.5 to 3 hours every morning getting airbrushed. I get turned green, I get the wig on. So I don't have too much acting to do to feel like a zombie because when you're walking around the incredible sets that have been built for us in our crazy kooky costumes with all the makeup with the hair, you're kind of just already thrown into it. And then with Lucky Hank, the thing that I think is the most special about that show is how natural all the actors are on it. They are just humans, especially Bob Odenkirk is a master at that. And I think, being on a show with him, all of the other actors are, rising to his level and the level of the other stars on that show. So for that, it was really just sinking into being a teenage girl saying words.
Yeah, no, I could just imagine the switch up from being used to Monster High. Like right when you said that, I thought that is absolutely amazing to see that you're able to, have that range from switching to Monster High into a more natural role for Lucky Hank. So it definitely sounds like a great experience for you. It's going to be really nice for everyone to be able to check out those projects for you. Now, kind of moving on to the novel that's going to be coming out. Can we kind of start, kind of end things off with speaking about this, of what this fantasy novel is all about?
Yes, so it is a sci-fi fantasy young adult novel, heavy on the fantasy, and it takes place in a futuristic world where Earth has actually shattered into islands floating between the stars. So ships sail the stars like they used to sail the sea, and it follows Anya Marcox, an average girl, as she is stuck in steerage aboard a luxury cruise airship. And she sort of learns about this mystical relic that could change the fate of the islands and grabs onto her one chance to be special and prove she's more than just average. And it's also very interesting because I didn't realize until after writing the book that my OCD had sort of worked its way in. So I definitely, like, I have OCD. I struggle with that all the time. And writing my book was sort of an escape from reality for me, an escape from the pressures of acting and just real life. And it was interesting to go back and read it and see that the fantastical evil elements of my book are actually sort of a fantasy take on mental health.
Oh no, that's really cool. And from writing this novel and having this idea for the fantasy novel and whatnot, what would you say kind of inspired you from just how your journey has been with, Monster High and Lucky Hank and whatnot?
I think the inspiration for the book itself came from a really cool dream. But in general, to be a writer and hopefully a writer that can help, young girls find themselves and find confidence, I've grown up telling other people's stories, which has been a beautiful, beautiful opportunity. And I'm honored to have gotten to tell the stories that I have. That being said, it's time for me to tell my own story. It's time for me to be the one holding the pen, for me to be the director, for me to be leading the charge. And I think a lot of women need to find confidence and find the ability to step into themselves and say, no, I'm just as powerful as that man over there. And so that's definitely an inspiration for me is girls and especially young girls. Teen girls are a driving force in the world. They are a huge consumer. They drive trends. And so, they need to be seen and heard and leading the charge.
I think that's a really beautiful message, and a lot of people out there, women especially, need to hear that. Need to hear that indeed. So I think that's really beautiful that you're able to kind of transition into not just acting, but also writing and doing something for yourself as well. Now, for people that are wanting to, check out some of these things like the trailers for Lucky Hank and checking out for Monster High 2 and for your novel, can you kind of let us know where they can find more information about you online and just where they can, kind of figure all this out?
Yes. So my social media is probably the best place to follow everything to do with me. So it's Lilah Fitzgerald. It's just my full name on all platforms. Stars and Swashbucklers is my novel. It will be out April 4th. I have a live launch in Los Angeles at Chevalier's Books, pretty far away, but it'll be pretty fun. And you can pre-order my book pretty soon. I have all the links in my bio on my Instagram.
Perfect, perfect. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Lilah. It was really nice speaking with you, and congrats on doing all this. I think it's going to be really great, and you'll be seeing lots of support.
Thank you so much. Thank you for chatting with me.